What's up, YouTube fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey. Yes, it's Saturday and I'd love to be napping, but guess what? We don't nap when we gotta learn and we have goals. I'll nap after this, though. Yeah. Anyway, so I figured I'd take a look at what ETH's doing. Haven't actually felt the urge to actually put any trades in, more just watching the tape and understanding how price is moving. So, and I figured we could take a look at more ICT stuff, figuring out how to like pick the right order blocks. And like right now, Ethereum is doing a little something, something, and I'm watching to see if it's gonna like go in the right direction. So more back testing. Some of it's going to be live testing, and then maybe later on we'll roll do the replay button. But let's see what's going on right now, and if we can predict what should happen. So I don't know how long this is gonna be. So, but if that sounds like a good time, let's get it. All right, let's get tiny. All right, cool, 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 cool. So let's dip over to Ethereum. All right. Okay, so I had two scenarios set for Ethereum. One being we have these relatively equal lows. Let me drag this over here, right? So either, and there's beautiful equal highs up here on the 5-minute, right? Let me just plop those in. So we have two areas of potential for them to come in and do their thing. Let's do dashed lines on that one. And let's put that in the middle. Okay. And then we have these. Now, it's from a daily perspective, it's looking relatively bullish. And it looks like 9:30. Let's do like a top back analysis, right? So where were we? Let's dip out to like say, no, this is fine. All right, today is the 14th. So the day started around here at midnight, right? Price meandered around, and then what's this? Asia decided we're going to reclaim a lot of this imbalance, right? So we're like, what? About 3/4 of it. Good for them. They reclaimed that. I'm on the 5 minutes. I'm just looking at it. They reclaimed a lot of it. Let's be honest, right? I had spec'd out these two areas where price could go for Ethereum, and they busted through it like like it was paper. Beautiful, beautiful. In terms of a potential entry from these, I had been looking over here and yeah, somewhere over here. So what I'm learning is, before I go in for any kind of entry, I want to see if there's an area where they can eat the price, right? Eat sell side liquidity before it goes up. Because I was pretty bullish yesterday and pretty much all week. Okay, ooh, let's see. We're getting a little movement here. So my original thought was that it was going to go up, but um, based on what I'm seeing right now, we've been consolidating, dropping. We came back up to reclaim some of this, did a little consolidation, dropped again back into this level, which I think was a higher time frame order block, right? So I put in two scenarios from a test perspective just to see. Now, we have these two order blocks. There's this one right here, but again, there's these equal lows. So a potential consideration is for them to come eat all of this first and then go back up. So I was curious to see if this would work out just as a reminder, and then for it to take out these most definitely equal highs and then come back to eat this. So let's see what's happening on, what are we looking at on the 1 minute? Okay, so we had this big consolidation and I wasn't sure which order block. So I was like testing this one. It gave us a little bit. What would that have been? A 1 to 2, actually. Yeah, not bad. And, was looking for something like that. And actually we got right up to the equal highs. So that would have been if I'd aimed for the bottom of the imbalance. Oh, that's a 1 to 2.545. So not bad. That's a 1 to 4. I mean, that actually worked beautifully and then tumbled. Still working on the aim. My aim is still a thing. Anyway, so I was looking for that. They chose not to. Did they eat this? Yes, they did. They ate this and then came right back down. Now, my other consideration was this order block right here. And I was thinking, and generally I'm finding that the first order is not the best one, right? So this order block, actually on the 5 minute, it's higher up. And I'd set my stop loss just below this guy. So let's see how that one works out as this paints. So what I'm finding is that like when it first makes a low, then for it to continue back up, I'm expecting it to take out that low at some point, like it did it here. It made this low, took these guys out, and then came, took those guys out, and then we had these relatively equal areas here. They took all of that out, came and reclaimed this, tapped into, wow, look at that, guys. Look how beautiful. This whole thing is an order block, right? They came and tapped into this order block and then went away. If we'd been looking for that, then see where it starts right there? Right here at the top of that order block, let's say, and put your stop loss below the base there. Beautiful. We would not have been stopped out. And this is a thing, let's say I was aiming for, it's on Ethereum, right? If I was aiming for 1 to 3, shoot, we would have gotten that pretty quickly. How much time is that? Ooh, 20 minutes. You get a 1 to 3 on that. It's not bad, right? It's not bad. And then this one we'd have gotten 1 to 2.5 if I was aiming for the base of the imbalance. I'm finding that maybe I should just stick with the equal highs and just let that run. But look how beautifully it comes in, right? Like they wait. We gotta look to the left and see what they're aiming for. Because look at this, right? When it dropped, what was it? 9:30. All right, so 9:30 gave us a clue, right? And I think 8:30, where is that? 8:30. So 8:30, then it swung up, and then 9:30, which during the week would be like the market opens, right? But there's no market open. But 9:30 we dropped. Boom. So then until they violate this low right here, what's the price on that candle? The low on that is like, I'm just looking up here. Let me move this up so we can see it. So this 938, 937, 930. Yeah, so at 9:30 they Judas swung us, ate up all of the short, made this equal highs up here, which is something that I'm looking for them to take over. Oh, look. All right, what are we doing? So we came down, boom. All right. And then I'm waiting for another swing down is what I'm waiting for. Okay. So let's zoom in on this puppy right here. And we're painting this. So we came back down, we dropped, and we dropped back into this order block right here. So let's just paint that out. Technically, both of these two candles, which is why my entry's so high up. But let's do that. So I'm expecting some sort of, I'm looking for them to take this out and then give me some sort of, you know, break in structure. So we've come down, come back up, you know, take this out, then give me a break like that, and then come back down into like some fair value gap or something in here. It's not beautiful, but it is what it is. We've got stops sitting under here, eat those stops here, break through, and then give me an entry somewhere in this general vicinity. Right now, they've not given us any kind of break, so I'd like to see it drop above this thing, but first I needed to take out either these equals down here or this one. And then in terms of actual, like this is what I'm looking for in the long term, but like a short term quick hit scenario could be, all right. And I'm going to wait for another order block to form here. So we have this new one right here forming. We haven't busted above it yet, so let's see what they're going to do. All right, so I want them to eat this. I want them to eat this up first. Okay, let's see. Let's go to Bitcoin and see what they're doing. Do we see a similar scenario with Bitcoin? It's on 1 hour. Let's go to the 5 minute. Actually, let's go to the daily. Like, what are we doing? All right, so I had specced out all of this and I was looking at this bearish order block. They took it out, so that's dead. I'm not going to use it. Breaker. Oh, but look at that, this big liquidity void they've created here. Huge. They came, they ate. Ooh, just barely took that out. A little bit of an imbalance. Ah, they took out this imbalance, the rest of it. Nice. Good for you. I expect they're probably going to turn around soon. Like if nothing else, there's also stops over this guy, institutional ones, and a little bit of an imbalance up there. So we'll see. But they came and they ate all of that. Beautiful. Well done. Okay, so let's do this, and then we'll go back to ETH in a sec since we're watching the tape. So they came, they ate. I had this example set up for Thursday that worked like gangbusters, even better than gangbusters. Um, and, and now we are firmly consolidating with some meanness right here. But let's go down to the 15. Yeah, so they consolidated, dropped, rebalanced here. And then now we've created an order block right here, then a second one right here. I always worry about which one they're going to come down to. Like, I feel like in like a big push like this, then eating all of this makes sense if they're going to continue back up. So then I want to see some sort of break. So right now, where are we? I'm just going to drop the fib to the top of this thing. All right, so we are just, let me get a little further over. So we are at the 50%, the 0.5, the equilibrium right now, price-wise. Now, what is this doing? All right, we're just thinking about stuff. We're thinking. Anyway, so we're at equilibrium right now. So I would be waiting for some sort of reason for them to break down to the 0.6, 0.7. For an entry, we've got this 15-minute order block right here in this OTE area. Imbalances for them to come back down and eat, so that's a potential right there. Let's see what it looks like on the 5 minute. All right. And they dipped in right here. Yeah, this is choppy and mean. It's choppy and mean. Well, what they did do when they dipped, this is what, 9:40? Oh man, they Judas swung us at 9:30. Boom. Because what were we doing at midnight? All right, at midnight. Okay, and then we just meandered along. Then we dropped. Asia was like, nope. I think we're in, this is Asia's kill zone area here. And then 5 o'clock, we're done. And then basically coming back up. 7 o'clock. Then 8:30, we didn't really do anything. And then just before 9:30, we faked folks out. So we consolidated, manipulated, and then dropped. And then we're just consolidating again. We haven't really gone anywhere. Let me see. How are we looking? So far, if I'd entered here, would have had a little drawdown. Would have had to hang out inside of this for a little bit. Slowly starting to come back up. Now, my original entry, this would be a 1 to 6, right? If they're sitting in this general vicinity. I'm looking for them to come and tap this at some point. But let's be honest, right? What if I'd gone down to the 1 minute? I could have refined my entry even better, right? So think about it. So let me do this, right? I'm expecting them to come back down into this general vicinity. I could have refined my entry right here. I'm gonna draw it out in time. And this is a bullish order block, right? Because I'm expecting higher prices technically. So then my entry, if I'm being conservative, could be right there. Same stop loss below this guy. And then could try and go for there. That's a 1 to 4, right? I don't know. We'll see. I'm still waiting for like I'm still waiting for them to take these lows out though. But maybe, I mean, sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. I'm betting on the fact that I think it's a bullish sort of day. So let's see how this plays out. Now, the one thing I'm going to add in here is my stop loss. I'm simulating all of this. I'm not actually going to be doing any of this, but let's simulate all of this. So right now my stop loss is where it's supposed to be. And this is my simulated entry. And let's also, because we're trying to predict where price is going to go, right? So let's say our take profit, right? And so this is the general vicinity of where I want this stuff to be. So let me just move this out of the way for the hypotheticals. And let's move this over. And we still have this imbalance up here, right? So let's see, can I get half of it maybe on this one? And then let's pretend we're already in on this guy. We either get stopped out or we do well. And I prefer scenarios like something like this where they've got the stops, we've taken the stops out, we created this order block, we came back on into it, and then we get away from it quickly. Having the other way around is not cute. Like this one's good too. Like we had this big aggressive drop. Want to see, what did he say for the order block to make sense for him? Like this order block, he said he wanted it to be, he as in ICT, right? He said he wanted it to be at least 3 times, like when it runs away from this general vicinity. So that's one approximately, and then that's two. So this ran away at least 3 times for the break and then came back in, but it didn't come back to this order block. Both of these are order blocks, so best to pick the top one. And then we could have taken that trade right there. So then I've gone with this top order block right here. The top of that, boom. Then we could have put it right under there. What's that? And then I've been trying to go for like a 1 to 5 at minimum, at max for the time being, or an imbalance, like aim for all of this imbalance right there. And that's a 1 to 6. And that you could have gotten that, and it would have been, how it would have taken us how long? Because we would have gotten it about there. And that would have taken us 42 minutes. I like those trades. All right, so this one I'm expecting it to go long, so we got the 1 minute thinking. We're painting upwards. Let's see. All right, so let's take this off. Whoops. Let's go into like, where are we? The 5 minute? Let's go into the 1 minute. Do we see something juicy for BTC on the 1 minute? All right, so we're going up. Okay, so we are most definitely, I mean, we could potentially drop this, oh, like once that high got made from here to here, and again, look how perfectly, like they dropped into this order block right here, bullish, tapped it, and now we're thinking about moving away, but we're in the OTE area for entry, so right about here. Let's zoom in. So we haven't made like a break that makes me happy. So from an entry for BTC, now we're starting to like, is ETH doing the same thing? Oh, there she blows. Now, if this makes another fair value gap, like I'm expecting that price will come back to here, fill some of it in, but not go much lower because we've just created a new order block right here. All right, perfect. Keep going. So if I was being conservative, I would be aiming for this thing right here. So that guy, let's see, that's a 1 to 3. But I wanted to bypass this and tap that. So 1 to 3.9. Now we've just made 2 fair value gaps. And I would like to think that maybe, and let me put an FEG on this and plop it in the middle, inside, center that. And let me clone this. I should be doing this live, really, if I'm going to be trying to predict things. So if we're lucky, they'll take all of this, tap into this, and then continue on up. Let's see. Now I didn't get that cleanup, but they did eat all of this sell side liquidity, so maybe I should look at it like that. But I do want to see them. I find that they tend to come back 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Let's see. Now we've got a nice displacement. There could be another entry right here. It's okay if they come in here, but they shouldn't pass. It shouldn't go any lower than here. Otherwise, my thoughts are probably wrong. So let's see what they do. And while that's happening, let me check, see how long this video. 22 minutes, not bad. All right, let's see what we do. Come on, we got skin in the game. Now, let's be conservative given how it's trading, right? And let's adjust or take profit to this guy right here, right? So a 1 to 3.94. And actually we can drop a fib on this at the base of this thing right here. To the top. Okay. So yeah, they've been into OTE area, which is right around here. Let's see if they come back. And a 0.27 above that is 1542 from a range perspective. So let's see if they'll finally bust through this thing. I feel like they will, you know? So let's estimate this guy. We're still aiming for this on this big boy, but let's see. All right, let's take that off. All right, so now we see them come down. They've eaten, they came, ate that. And now we are, if they're serious about continuing up, then they'll take this and then continue that way. Isn't it fascinating how I don't know all the terms or whatever, but they came into this guy. At minimum, they're gonna try and eat the rest of this, maybe come into take these equal highs out approximately. And I mean, let's be honest, like this was buy side liquidity. They took it and then they dropped like a stone. Good for them. After this thing was eaten, they tapped the base of this imbalance. Pretty. Okay. All right, let's come back and see. So Bitcoin's doing the same thing. We've finally gotten something here, and they've come and eaten the first part of the imbalance. And this one's got this order block right here. And sometimes I forget I should check like to see where the actual order block is on the 5 minute, the stronger one. They've already taken out this imbalance, so there's no real reason for them to come back down this far. None that I can see yet, anyway. I mean, if we look at what they've been doing, they've eaten the stops here, they've eaten the stops here, they've eaten the stops here, and they've rallied away. And they ate all the stops here as well. And then they're consolidating again in this general vicinity, and I expect them to go in a direction. I expect them to go up, to come up here. We've got this, you know, let's see what else. Ooh, relatively equal highs right there. So I'm also waiting for some sort of push out to take this wick out too. So from an estimates perspective, if I were a trading woman, which I'm hoping I am, having seen all of this stuff taken, then I'm looking for BTC. I'm looking for an entry right here. I don't expect price to go any lower than right there. And I'm going to aim for the top of this thing. Just for the funsies. Let's see if that plays out. And then let's clear out all this other confusing stuff. And I just learned how to use the magnifying glass. Isn't that crazy? Oh, and that's also right above the top of this thing. Let me just mark that out. And then there's also the top of this wick as so buy side liquidity, imbalance. So that's what I'm aiming for. Let's pull this over. There we are. Look how simple that is. Don't you love that? It's beautifully simple. Let's make that smaller and let's put that on the top. And let's pull this over a smidge. That's good. All right. So now we have this break right here on the 1 minute. And, oh, beautiful. Look at that. Yes. Okay. So they have chosen not to come back down because I didn't want to see them do that. So they're definitely my bullish bias is realized in this moment. Yay. And so let me see. Let me drop a fib on this bottom right here and this top. And so my aim, right, is at 0.27. Let's see if that plays out. I'll be moving my stop as this progresses. Nice. So according to ICT, like in terms of stop management, if price has moved like 50% towards your goal, then move your stop up like 25%, 25%, right? So I'm gonna move my stop. It's here originally. I'm gonna put it there now. And now I'm just gonna, okay, so tiny imbalance. I don't know. Bitcoin's moving a little bit differently. So I would still wait for this low to be taken out and then another thing, but that's the general vicinity of what I'm looking for an entry. BTC was in a better position when I got here, so all right. So I'm going to take that off, and you've already seen my general prediction. We didn't get this portion of it, but we got this one, and so far they've kept within this fair value gap. So I moved my stop loss to a little bit higher. And oh, did I delete my actual plan? But let's see if we can't hold it for this bigger option, and then we'll just move the stop loss up so we protect our capital. So now again, another opportunity for an entry right here. If we were like adding to the position or at the tip of that right there. And then a stop loss right there. Okay. and see if we get that. 0.08. Well, in terms of ticks, it's like 126 ticks, 780. That doesn't really, I think, matter for crypto that I'm aware of. But let's see, would we have gotten this entry right at the top of that order block right there? Let's see. Do we get it? There's more imbalance to play with, honestly. So if they want to dip into it, I would expect them to. All right, so far this is working out beautifully. They haven't come back in to touch this. Nice. We see another example of them doing a similar thing here and then rallying back up and then finally taking it out. And let's see, we got other examples of that. Yeah, this one right here. They did they This would have been like a fair value gap entry, like if you'd gone with the top of the fair value gap and then gotten your entry up, that would have been beautiful. Sometimes it's the order block, sometimes it's the fair value gap, sometimes what's the other option? I don't remember. It'll come to me one day. Anyway, so we don't get this yet. We're still poking around. What's Bitcoin doing? So, okay, so it's coming back down to, oh, beautifully, the body of this order block right here. At most, I'm expecting it to tap this and continue on up. My first suspected order would have been here. My second one, once I'm like a badass, would be at the top of this one right here. And I would have gotten that one and same entry, right? Let's go to tap that thing. 1 to 4. Okay. And then my stop loss would have been under here. Yeah, something like that. So let's watch it read. Okay, so now we are curling back up. They came in this situation so far, they're coming to eat all of this, right? So the fact that they're eating all of this imbalance and we've moved, let's say my target's all the way up here, but my smaller target's here, right? Like they're gonna come up and eat all this. Once they pop above here, I'm expecting them to definitely continue going up. So let's see. My stop loss, I'll leave it where it is for the moment. They still have this imbalance to come back in and kind of revisit and hang out. We still haven't gotten this entry, so I don't know. Oh man, my fingers are always so cold. Let's see. It's really interesting to sort of read price and see where you think it's gonna go. So far, they've been holding us because we're in a range if we haven't noticed, right? If I were to drop, if I were to drop this guy down to about there approximately. Yeah. So we're in a range and we just went into a premium on the range, but we were in a beautiful discount on the range at an order block, a bullish order block, in what is essentially, as far as I'm concerned, a bullish um, climate for the next few days, whatever. And you should probably plan, you know, for the lowest hanging fruit, right? So the low hanging fruit would put us at this thing right here. So 1 to 3. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim for this, and then my primary aim is going to be this bigger boy up here because this is on the 1 minute, right? So if we dropped out to the 15, yeah, we're just hanging out. It's actually we're actually in a bigger range. Let me drop the Gann chart on this. Sorry about that. Let's see. So if I'm going to be something like that. Oof, we've been at equilibrium for quite some time, and we actually haven't hit the bottom of this range either. If I adjust the range up to get more touches, we're still at equilibrium for the most part, and we haven't come back up to the top of this thing. So my concept of take profit is not the worst out there, and we could definitely look at that. We're not going anywhere. We're trying to trade like tiny, tiny movements for this. but they have all of this to come back up into. But anyway, let's go back up into the 1 minute. Let's see where they're going. Again, options on the fair value gap. Let's clear this out so I just not confusing myself. And let's just watch this paint. So they are consolidating again, but they're just slowly. So the algorithm was like, well, it's the weekend. And now retail is slowly, accepting higher prices. Now, if this was my target, my stop loss should be right at about break even, somewhere about here, to cover enough to cover costs if in case they choose to come back down and I'm wrong. So let's say right about there. So now we're, semi decent. Let's see how well that plays out for us. Well, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Similar situation. Looks like we would have gotten this entry. Beautiful right there. Okay, so this one will will push to the side here. So I could be wrong on the first one because sometimes they do like to come back down, but they ate the first half, so I'm expecting them to stay up that way. So this entry. Now we are just at the beginning of this guy, so not much drawdown on this one. So we'll see how this one plays out. We're at 1 to 7. Let's look to the left. So, we could potentially be aiming for this guy. That's a 1 to 6. That's not bad at all. Let's do that, right? All right. All right. And I should also be doing a similar situation, right? So if I aim for that, 1 to 3, 6, 6. Let's see if they coil up and give us that. I know I keep flip-flopping back and forth, right? They ate this sell side. Well, I still feel like they're gonna tap at minimum this. Let's get a couple of face feet in there. That's 1 to 5. Yeah, let's try and just do 1 to 5. Let's keep it simple. Let's try for 1 to 5 and see if we get it. Move our stop loss. All right. Now we're coiling up. Beautiful. Beautiful. We've been behaving beautifully. Okay, so if this is my target, all right. So as I'm watching this paint, all right, keep going. All right, yes, yes. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Nice, nice. Beautiful. All right. So as for my stop loss, I would have moved it right under there. Nice. Eating that. Okay. Order block right here. So maybe I don't leave my stop right there. Yeah, right there. Um, let's see. So I'm in on 2 entries now, so we're break even on both of these guys. Not bad. We'll break even on this one. Got a little extra going on that one, so we're doing well. Coming in here. All right. Very nice, very nice. This is only on the 1 minute, Okay. So they're dealing with this void right here. They're cleaning it up. So I technically should only be like aiming for this. They'll probably go above it, but then we will get other opportunities to get into it, right? So now they're gonna come back and eat this guy potentially. And I don't want it, I don't want to see like them get below this candle. If they do, then I'm wrong and I get stopped out on both of these. This one with a little bit more of a thing. This one with break even basically. Let's see how that plays out. At minimum, I think they're gonna break, try and break this thing. They gotta fuel up again. So it's okay if they take this. So let me just do this. Just let them take that. I just don't want them to dig into this candle right here. Let's see. And what's Bitcoin doing? Similar scenario. All right. So this order block right here, I don't want them to get down to it. So take this, you can touch it a little bit, but then I want to see you continue on up. Okay, let's see how this paints. Well, this is fun. Better than just plain old backtesting, right? 40 minutes in. So, the more I do this with live, it's better than backtesting because then I can make my own predictions, watch how it plays out, and then gain more confidence with the live data. Because the replay is not bad, but the problem is you can't see the actual candles paint. Like you can't see how they behave, you know? Let's see. Now, let's say I had you know, like it came to here from this guy, and that would have been a what percentage move from this entry? Some, 48%, 0.48, sorry. Yeah, percent move and of course this is now in profit, so both of them. So let me just move it over like so. So both stop losses are up, and I'm waiting for it to create me a new structure. So now we're going. All right. So this is a 1 to 5. This is a 1 to 6. You know, we're aiming for, we entered on interior range, right? And we're aiming for exterior. Like technically this is exterior. Exterior. It's kind of far away. I mean, let's see what the return would be on this thing, right? So if I for this guy, so my entry's like, and let's grab the calculator right here. So we went long, and my entry is that, and take profits at 1538, and my stop loss is at 1531 with the original setups, you know? So 1 to 5, estimated profit and loss of $1.26. Okay. The position size would not be that big actually. Would be if I'm doing my usual minimum. See. Yeah, so 5.8, 5.7, 5.6. Yeah. So a risk of 1.56%. The position size for ETH would be that. And 2.2% back on that trade. Okay. All right, so we're doing that consolidation thing again. And we're consolidating around this fair value gap. There she goes. All right, come on, you're gonna eat that. Yes, we've eaten it. Now we're moving. Let's protect our stuff. Let's move our stop to underneath this thing. And I could drop down and kick me in the nuts, but we're aiming for this. Okay. No, this one will be a better return if it hits that, right? So now we have this fair value gap. I don't expect it to drop any lower than this guy. And I need it to continue on up. And I'm just trying to manage this trade. So I leave it with a profit. Okay, eating the fair value gap. There's 27 seconds left on this thing. Oh man, my hands are freezing, yo. Freezing! Let's see how our Bitcoin is going. Nice, very nicely done. Now, in terms of stop loss management, I would have moved it right here already. This one. Now, technically, we're aiming for this outer area here, but it's coming along nicely. Stop loss is here. I don't expect it to get much lower than here, so let's come back to Ethereum and see what we're doing. All right, so again, we've got this guy, this fair value gap. So I'm just expecting them, if they're gonna probably just tap it and continue on up. Once it moves away, I'm moving my stop to right under here again, a little extra cushion, little cushion. Now, if I get stopped out here, that's fine. They've come and taken this. Yeah, we expect them to kind of take a pause here. I want to see them bust through this with some gusto, you know? Let's see. They've rebalanced everything here. They could come back down to take me out, but I want to see them hang out here. Let's see. They've tapped the top of it again. We have this bullish order block right here. If anybody wanted another entry, so I don't want to see it get any lower than this candle. So far, we've respected all of the down close candles and gone up. See, respected it, gone up. Respected it, even with that wick. Respected it, gone up. If it wasn't going to respect the down close candles, then, I'd be thinking the opposite. But let's see. Just watching this paint. You've come and eaten all this liquidity. I think you're racing to take the stops from the top of this thing. And if it gets here, I will call that this is a 1 minute. I will call that a win. Really, we're aiming for this. I think what I'm gonna do is for this one, because this is where this trade's supposed to go, right? Like we moved our stop up, we're managing it. If we get stopped out, that's fine. Oh, let's see. Just come in. All right, do we violate this down candle? Let's see. 37 seconds left on that candle. We've come back into that order block. All right, we're hanging out in that order block. We have not violated it. Can I zoom in more? Oh, yes, look at that zoom. All right, so we're inside of this order block. They've tapped it. Look at that. Beautiful. 8 seconds. Oh! Oops. What's that? They tapped it, and let's see. We're going to run away. All right, I expect them to continue up. No? It's consolidating. They did like 4 minutes of consolidation here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes of consolidation here. So I guess we just need to be super patient. We're gonna eat that. All right, none. Okay. Oh, all right, coming down. All right. Bears are coming in trying to tell us something. So I haven't moved oh, I haven't moved my stop loss yet. Okay. All right, we're tapping the base of that order block right now. 2 seconds left. All right. Now it did violate that green candle going up, so yeah, we're probably coming back down. And at this rate, most likely, they're gonna eat the rest of this imbalance. And my trade will be stopped out, both of them. That's in a profit, that's in a profit, not the profit I was looking for, but I'm not moving my stop. There'll be other opportunities to get in. All right. They've eaten the imbalance. There's more. There's this bigger order block down here if they want to come back in. Let's see. Oof. So close. uh, all right. At this point, I'm just waiting for them to stop me out, you know? Okay. Just had a shift right here. What does that look like on the 5 minute? The 1 minute does give you like great entry opportunities, right? What does that look like on 15? Let's like just hide everything. This is very choppy. It's like a slow, choppy churn upwards. And I'm aiming for up here and right here. Right here mainly. But anyway, let's continue to watch this paint. All right, so let's see. We violated this red candle that technically makes it an order block. So now we've set ourselves up for another style of an entry right here, but I want to see it break and then maybe they'll take this out. My stop loss is still where it is. We're still in the game. Oh man, my fingies are so cold, y'all. So cold. This is fascinating to watch, right? Man, that candle went nowhere. Like, good 40 seconds of just sitting in one spot. If I had the seconds on, I'd be watching the seconds. Like, nobody. Okay, all right. 5 seconds left. You ate that tiny imbalance. Okay. So, no, they've not left any fair value gaps. We're just looking like we're about to consolidate. But my stop loss is where it is, so I'm not moving it. Now, yeah, it looks like we have like a 4 minute consolidation happening. It's like right here. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, drop. Ha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. After the drop. Not bad. Okay. Let's continue to let it paint, let it paint, let it paint. I am such a nerd. Yes. This is what it takes to get good. Ooh, water. Mm. Now, if I want, this is not like a super strong area right here. So if I get stopped out, fine. I'm still in for this one. So 1 to 7, 6 is better than 1 to 1. Going a little above that. All right. And then for my bigger objective, if I get stopped out here, let's see. 1 to 3, 6, but that's not true because my stop loss is much higher. Aha. All right, so we're consolidating. I wouldn't be surprised if they like take the stops and then run away. So if I measure from where I got in to where the stop is right now, and with no 1 to 5, 6, 7. It's not bad. Really easy for them to take me out. But it's not the profit I want, but it is the profit I'm taking. Still working out the right now all of everything that I'm aiming for is internal. Like entered on an internal range, I'm aiming for external range to take profits. They came and tapped this beautifully. So if I'd been aiming just for this, you come in here on Ethereum. Let's see. If I just be aiming for that, 1 to 2, but I want a little more. So we're consolidating and we're thinking. Retail is in the house, y'all. And yeah, figured they were gonna come stop me out. Boom, and I'm out. Right there. Gone. Both trades closed. All right. Okay, so let's see if they choose to order block right here, order block right here. I'm gonna go back up to like a 5-minute time frame to see what we're really looking for. Here's where we could potentially re-enter, right? All right. If they choose to eat these, but I don't expect them to come much lower than this, and I probably should have consulted that. But, and if I was really thinking about it, yeah, my stop loss is about below this candle. It could be below this one, but look at that. That's okay. I'm waiting. So, yeah, I was expecting to be stopped out. Now I'm waiting to see um if they violate this candle 3 times. One, two, three. So it has to come above, do a little thing, break right here, and then come back in, and then I can go in for an entry right there or right there. And this time going in for this, and then still aiming for up here. But anyway, like an hour in on this video. But look at it. There we go. All right. So we've got 2 of it, 1 more, and then for them to come back down, break this structure right here. Yeah, there it is. Nice. And then come back down. Now, probably should work out the stop loss thing. And technically, I should have waited, but I thought they'd made the structure and they'd gone up. I should have expected them to go up a lot longer the way they did here. But I didn't, and I would not have, and I would have put it right there. So I'm owning the fact that I would have been stopped out right there. That's okay. Another potential. So they did move away. So potential entry is right there. I'm gonna take that one and put my stop loss right below this guy. So I don't expect them to go any lower. Now we're getting some movement in the direction that I wanted it for. Okay, let's see. Interesting. So moving stop loss, right? 75% from entry. This one should not have moved at all because it wasn't anywhere close to where I wanted it to be. So this stop loss shouldn't be doing anything. This stop loss is the one I was moving, but it hasn't moved all that way to my target. We've just meandered up a bit. But sometimes when you're zoomed in, but whatever, stopped out. Now I'm looking for another entry, and I would like to target the equal highs, maybe a few pips above it like that. There's this imbalance right here, so I'm still trying to see if I can get that tapped. All right, and now we're going up. So let's see if we get an entry back right about here. And we've broken this structure right here. Oh, look at it. Beautiful. Still need to work out that stop loss. It's business, but all right. So now we're coming to take out this high right here. Let's watch them do their thing. Fascinating. I think like ICT basically said that I should, move the stop loss to just above break even. if you're like 75% or 50% up to, you know what? I think he said if you're 50% up, then move your stop loss 25% up. If you're 75% up, move your stop loss to break even and then let it ride. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm stopped out of both of these, whatever. Do I get an entry right here? I'm gonna put my stop loss right down, give it a few more pips down. Nice. And then let's see if we get that entry. I'm looking for, they've eaten the stops from here. Maybe that's enough. Once, twice, third time. Doesn't always work to perfection. Is there a better 5 minute? Look at that wick. Gross. Ate all the shorts up here too. Beautiful. The next real order block I'd be thinking of is all the way down here, but we're climbing, so let's continue. All right, do we get an entry? Hmm. All right, we're coming down. Yes. All right, so do I get immediately stopped out or, well, we're in, they've eaten the imbalance, and they've tapped this portion of the order block. Have they perfectly? Let's zoom in even closer on that wick. Not quite. That one might take it though. That's why I chose this one instead. All right, so they've tapped that one. We're in a new order. And let's see if we get what we're looking for. So this is a 1 to 13. Let me be conservative. Can I get 1 to 5? I can also drop my fibby because that will tell me if I am in my OTE. Yep. Beautiful. OTE entry. And I expect them to come up and take this whole thing. Come on. All right. They also took the stops out from here. They haven't tapped into this yet. They took the stops out from here and here. So they haven't given me the same beautiful move that they did here for the entry, right? And like this guy, you know, like I said, if I'd been conservative, I'd be in and out of this trade already, right there. And honestly, if this was like Forex or something, or if this was the mini S&P and this was my target, hold the phone, right? And I was aiming for this guy? What? That's a lot of ticks. It can't be right. That always seems wrong to me. Let's say because I'm gonna open up 1,000 and I'm risking 1%. And oh well, this is Ethereum. It's not quite the same concept, but anyway. So I'm expecting this. What is this? 0.08. All right. So I'm expecting them not to violate this down candle right here. Um, maybe we could tap into a little bit, but they tapped it and ran away, ate the imbalance. I'm expecting them to go up, but I'm still learning, so who the hell knows? They could take out the stops here too, you know, because we're in relative equal highs, relative equal lows here, so consolidation. All right, let's watch this. And if I get stopped out here, this would be where I would stop for the day and chillax. All right, eating the rest of that imbalance. 10 seconds left on this candle. Right now, they haven't given us a reason to get into this, right? They gave us this break right here. I probably should have waited for a proper one up here, but oh no. Oh, let me move this out of the way. This is just a last reference to my about to be stopped out and done. Okay, another order block down here if they wanted to come in, but with that one, I'm gonna stop right there. Break in structure. So in terms of so in terms of working in the range, right? This is the range that they've created right here, between right here. So now we're in a premium. They haven't broken out of this range at all day. I suspect they will at some point. But, I mean, they're just breaking back down into this order block through the range. Just like they came to this one right here and then came off, and then this one up here, and then yeah, they're just going from order block to order block, eating the liquidities. All right, well, so far I have managed to have two good ones, one stopped out with a loss. This one with my order block moved up, and I mean, it's not the worst, right? But look what they've done. They've again come to this order block, tapped it, and maybe they're going back up. But I'm gonna stop there for now, and then I'll take a look later on to see what they're doing. Anyway, so that was fun for me, and I'll be doing more of these, not live for you, but live for me. You know, they're not back testing videos, they're forecasting videos. You like that word? Forecasting? I do. Anyway, so if this was fun for you, let me know your thoughts on the reading. I'm basically just trying to understand and make sure that I know where I think price should be going, right? And look at this. This was the stronger order block. My original order, my second order was a stronger order block. Look at them go. They've tapped it, and now they are they are going for it. See, now this is a situation where they've come and eaten all the imbalances like I was waiting for. So now I'm expecting them to take all of this out. Oh man. They had a break of structure here, and they're gonna eat that. New new beautiful order block right here. Yeah. Like this one, boom, boom, boom. Nice, beautiful. They came. Oh, wait, which one did they? Oh, no, they came to this guy. And they tapped that like, oh, look at that. Spot on. Spot on the top of that. Beautiful. But they're still consolidating. They're gonna eat that. And they've made themselves equal lows here. Oh man. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? This isn't, I mean, in all honesty, this is what we should have we traded, we saw, we knew they were gonna come and get it. My question was, would they take out this guy? Right? Because look at what they've done in the range. They've these gaps have formed, And actually, like when they do this and they come, they balance it and then they have to tap down into it again, and then it's properly price is like properly like equalized or balanced at that point. Well, let's see. Yep. So they did the same thing, right? This formed, they dropped back down to equalize it, took it out, ran away, came back down again to make it like fair price, whatever, and then went back up. Interesting. And then on the bit on this bigger slot, they drop back down, and this is the one I'm waiting for them to finish. They've taken that. There's still this much left. And look at that. It's all over the place. Inefficiencies, inequalities, they've dropped down. Oops, mouse first, and they took it. So I'm waiting. And look, consolidation for the most part. But if you wanted those quick hits, right, they can come back down and try and take up some of these. So it's all about what they want to do, really. But we were hanging out on the 1 minute, trying to take, and if I'm on the 1 minute, then I should be trying to take quick hits, right? Quick hits. Beautiful order block tapped right there from this entry. They gave us two opportunities for this one. Oops, oops, what's all this? Oh, there's shortcuts I'm learning. I'm gonna move this. We don't need that anymore. They came back in and gave us another tap. They ate this liquidity and then off to the races again. Not bad. Not bad. Anyway, as price paints, as it continues painting, I'm gonna call it a vid there. I'm gonna call these forecasting, live forecasting. Ooh, are we moving? I get so excited. Oh, hello. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Because they have to fuel up first. Come on. Come on. Don't be shy. So I've stepped away from like patterns or anything like that. I'm gonna keep it simple. Just like with this, keep it simple. I came, I expect them to come back into it. They did. They tapped it a few times. We entered and we're going away. Oh, there it goes. Ah, yes. Come on. Come on, get in there. Take those equal highs out. I know I said I was gonna stop, but it's so cool to watch though. Don't you guys find that it's so interesting? Come on, don't be shy. You got it. Take it out. Up. 17 seconds. How you feeling? You gonna wick it? You gonna wick it? Come on, you've been wicking it all day. Up, up. 6 seconds. Ooh, oh! There it is. Yes, there it is. Beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Wow. Okay, so so my original entry would have been it's not even halfway up there yet. So my stop loss should just be at break even, honestly. But I didn't do that because I was too focused on the smaller swings. But they took out the relative equal highs, so that's done. The question is, and I'll probably be watching this. You guys don't, I don't, you guys don't have to sit here with me this whole time. But it's, they've tapped into this imbalance, which I was expecting. Now my question is, do they want to be bothered with the higher time frame equal highs that's up here? So I'm gonna, what am I doing? Yeah, so I was gonna drag this to the right. see how that plays out. But I expect them to continue on up and hit my original take profit for this trade, which is a 1 to 5.4. Actually, it should have been a 1 to 5, not 1 to 5.4. So that would have been, there it is. So that would have been done right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. And this one, I should not have moved my stop loss, but I did. I moved it to under here and then stopped out and then take profit. But because it's so close, though, probably it would have been best not to move the stop loss at all. Add that to my notes. Yeah. And what is the Bitcoin doing? Okay, this one, beautiful, done and dusted. Never got that entry. But look how spot on they came, they saw, they hacked. That was a 1 to 6 on BTC on the 1 minute. It came beautiful. Ethereum was trying to be all extra, but Bitcoin was like, yeah, you can have it. Not bad. Beautiful. I like it. Nice. All right. That is that for now. Let me know your thoughts on this format of videos instead of the other stuff, because I think I learn better by just doing and predicting in the moment versus going backwards. This way I can see how the candles actually paint and how that makes me feel, you know? Anyway, happy hunting, trade safely. Drop a like, subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know how things are going with you. Let me make myself big and big, yes. All right, happy Saturday, Shakira.